What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
Keith.
I'm Curtis.
And I'm Zach.
A little vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. You know why y'all here. Cookie, high notes, falsettos, everything. It's crazy. People be acting like we don't give Cookie like a lot of love.
You know what it is?
He my vocal bias.
But like I know I personally don't talk about him too much because to me he's like the Chicago Bulls on NBA Jam. You know, they great. Like, so why even mention it? I think it kind of goes without saying, but without saying it, people don't think you appreciate. Mm-hmm. It's weird, you know what I mean? I was weird that way.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so we just did the Jimin video with that effect, and we're gonna do like Jimin singing and everything too. But I do wanna make sure we highlight every single member off of all these videos.
For sure.
And kind of get the feedback and kind of like just see, you know, read the temperature and stuff. Because people be acting like it's like, well, not people. Let's say sometimes toxic people act like it's not cool to have a bias almost.
Well, that's why we have a bias. But I ask the same toxic people who their biases.
Yeah, I guess my thing is that I think it's cool as long as you don't downplay other people while loving your bias. I think I don't think it's cool just to be like, oh yeah, such and such ate and everybody else was shitty. Okay,
yeah, I definitely won't say they're shitty, but I don't like. Well, obviously, obviously your person stands out, which is why they're your person. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of difficult, you know what I mean? Like in the theory to like not, but you know,
I guess it's just one of those things of being
like
respectful,
blatantly. Like, oh yeah, they were ass. Like nobody's saying that.
If you think someone is Michael Jordan on the team and shit, you shouldn't be like, Scotty, move the fuck out the way. Sometimes it's just like Scotty plays an important role on the team, so does Steve Kerr, so does everyone else. So you don't win some of those championships without some of those Steve Kerr buzzer beaters. So
you would have had Pax in there, you'd have been fine.
Same. See what I mean? You just switched out another member.
Exactly. Just switch them out.
Wait, what? Yeah, let's jump right into this. Have a combo we done.
Jungkook.
I'm trying to think of what my favorite JK line is. Turn this up in the headphones a little.
Literally took off. Oh my God.
Is that the new ad lib? The woo.
Oh my.
Jimin, stop. This video not about you.
We were watching this. Yep. In a run episode. It's like someone grabbed the mic. Shed a tear watching this.
I love that, yo. No hate and shit. All love.
Someone get Cookie a studio version of that song.
That was nice.
Oh, he tried to eat me up a little bit.
Like, that's all you got? That's all you got?
What track was that?
Oh, hell no.
Come a long way.
That was very Michael.
When I, running to the bed like that. Oh my, this is my.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
This had to be in here.
This is a top 5 note from BTS.
Easily.
Dynamite's got one too.
A note so good you gotta hear it twice.
Yo, he was hitting every fucking note in this joint,
I'm
bro.
gonna re-react to Kung Fu Karaoke.
He killed this joint.
Oh, that's my fucking song. You should go. Oh, that's my I can't. This is a top 5 solo joint.
I was trying to tell y'all for a while, bro.
Still get me. Alright, Kurt.
Dynamite.
This is what I was thinking about too.
Yeah.
Oh, this one right here. Kurt with the.
That might have been a single moment that made me a BTS fan. Yep, that's what I was gonna say. That was one of my favorite notes from Born Singer.
Kurt's a Kurt Bill. We haven't done it yet. Jason the Cancer. You know, him and Jason Derulo. Yes. It was number 1 American Joe.
I was gonna say Let Go too. It's a top 10 for me.
Jim was just about to come in.
God.
Not about him. Not about him. I love that note. I love that note.
Why would I hear him cover Woman's Worth?
I want to see him and Jimmy take notes with the harmonies. Mm-hmm. Or take turns with the harmonies. She's like,
yeah, that was it?
Yeah, that was 10 minutes.
That shit felt fast.
So did the Jimin effect, John.
That joint felt... I think I needed an hour of JK. No pause. Jack agree.
That makes it okay.
I feel like if JK is your bias, that's cheating.
So JK's your bias?
How?
No, in the sense of like he's literally perfect. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like he's
how's
like
it cheating?
because it's kind of it's like not low hanging fruit because I don't want it to like
he's
sound,
the lead singer.
Yeah, it's like he's the main vocalist. He's arguably the visual. He has a majority of all the songs. He can rap. He can dance. He's a part of the dance unit. When they play in sports or doing anything, he wins at everything.
Yeah, but so how's it cheating?
Because it's perfect. Like he's like the perfect
So you can't
specimen.
choose him because he's perfect?
Nah, I feel like you being too literal right now.
I'm trying to understand what you mean.
Do y'all both know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Because that's why I didn't bias him.
Yeah,
You
like
bias him because he's too biasable?
it's almost just like going into a place and knowing. How can I? Let me give you a different analogy.
I was thinking of LeBron, but I didn't want to say it.
Almost something like that, where
I was
if someone
kinda
said
thinking
LeBron is their favorite player, someone would be like, "Well, why the fuck not? I guess not." Like,
Yeah, but you say LeBron ain't the best on the court for that reason. You know what I mean?
Oh no, man! My statement wasn't built on saying that like
that's what I was trying to clarify.
that no one should tarnish him. It's just kind of.
I think it's a little different though. So kind of like the LeBron thing. If you came in on ground level, and JK was your guy from ground level, go the fuck off.
So you're saying he's too far ahead?
But if you came in at like when he's like JK, when he's the fucking guy, right? And now you're like, oh, I like him. Of course you fucking do, right?
Even ground level was a little bit different because ground level he was rapping, singing.
Yeah,
he has one of the most
too.
iconic joints with the hat catch.
That's true. That's true.
So like, yeah,
No,
I
I
definitely
get what you mean now. I was just trying to clarify.
Yeah.
I wasn't bidding.
Oh yeah, no. That's cool. It's great content.
You're being divisive.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just
Yeah, right.
he's literally perfect.
No, absolutely.
Like
You mean like 10? Future Nate.
Future Nick.
Yo.
He's literally perfect in the sense of like you know.
Cell.
Yeah. He's better than Cell though, because Cell got washed by going
Twice. Those that don't know.
JK would have found a way to beat him.
Did you see the second?
The power of the love of the high note.
But yeah, with all that being said though and stuff, like it's just I want to show him love. It's funny you brought up LeBron So we have a lot of women here. I know some of y'all do watch sports, so y'all talk to us. LeBron is so great that his triple doubles that were like 30, 12, and like 10s were almost just another day at the office. So it turned into a spot where people almost didn't care anymore. Almost like it just was like, oh, that's just Bron doing Bron things. If you're great, it should be recognized and honored every time you do it. I don't give a fuck if you're great every time you walk outside. People get tired
of greatness, though.
Yeah.
They get tired of it.
Why are you tired of a $50 steak?
A perfect example. You know how many people didn't like the team that they were rooting for, but they rooted for them so they could beat LeBron? Like when the Spurs was in the finals with LeBron. Any LeBron team, take your pick.
It's funny. Like, it's just turned into LeBron.
Like, let's go Spurs. Who's your team? The Knicks. Yeah. But like, so but why are you rooting for the Spurs? Because I want somebody to beat LeBron. All right, so you're a dick eater. Cool. But like... No, but that's how people are, and that shit is so weird to me.
Yeah, but that's my takeaway. I got more to like elaborate on, but
let y'all go off. Go off
because he killed this, and I feel like this was light. Like it's some shit on here, but I felt like they cut some other performances out that I thought might have been on here that weren't even on here.
I mean, with that kind of career, I wouldn't be shocked if there's easily a part 2, part 3, part 4.
What's the 1,000 of these floating around? Somebody gonna be in the comments right now like I did the wrong one.
Right.
But guess what the good thing about this is? We can do all 30 of them.
No, but the thing about it is too, so like every time they do on, he hits this note. They could literally show 10 minutes of him just hitting this note.
And honestly, yeah, all the different performances across various, countries and everything all around the world, there's probably some that, stand out more to others. And, so, I mean, it just goes to show, how incredibly talented he is.
Yeah, this joint, and this joint making me want to spin the block back. Obviously,
or some of the other joints.
No, because obviously it's still stuff that we got to do. We're waiting for a full panel to react to certain stuff. Yeah. But I do want to react to like Carpool Karaoke, Tiny Desk, and all of them. Like I do want to spin the block back on them. Let us know if y'all care about that. If not, they be like, don't fucking do Tiny Desk and you fucking still owe us. Yeah, even though I think she might have seen it. But they don't care. Certain things after the year mark, we definitely gonna revisit certain things and spin the block. Remember when August come around, we've been in the shits now. But yeah, how'd y'all feel? Zach, how you feel?
I love this a lot, actually. I have a couple comments, and I'll be done. My first one is I really want to hear him cover different songs. I don't know what songs in particular, but I feel like some of his covers would be like super dope.
He does a lot on his V Lives apparently. Covers a ton of songs.
I said "A Woman's Worth" by Maxwell.
Yeah,
is something
you can definitely hear that.
Solo album gonna be like, bro. Because if it's anything like the song that he was just singing on, "My Time," it's just gonna be bananas.
I told you, I think that is a top 5 joint. It's crazy. I might like that over "Begin."
Yeah. Absolutely.
They both arguably a top 5 or 10 like solo tracks from artists. For BTS.
My other comment was I love seeing like the raw footage of his vocals, like him being on his phone, recording and just like going off. My last comment was I think my favorite run that he had was probably on Tiny Desk. Like that whole that was just crazy. I love hearing them do it live instead of like in a booth. I just like hearing it raw. Pause. Like just hearing their vocals. Definitely pause. Like it's just really amazing that he can do that. Not many people can do that.
Yeah, I like when he went up V a little bit. Him and V probably was like, "Fuck, I stopped, bro."
It's a scrimmage.
Yeah, right. It's like I thought we were in this together.
Like this is practice, bro.
Yeah, how y'all feel though?
I thought this was honestly really, really amazing. Like, I mean, there's nothing short of like stuff to say about this really, but like just as a quick backstory. I mean, Nick, I know you know this, but for anyone who doesn't. when I was first, around you and you were playing, it was Dynamite and Make It Right. Those were the songs I heard that, like, it was Dynamite for sure, but it's like I didn't know the group. I didn't even know, that they were, K-pop or anything like that. Like, I just, because I haven't been checking for modern music or anything like that. I liked the song and everything, but it was that specific note that really, like, reeled me in. And then obviously Make It Right was kind of the song that sort of like, oh, that's them, that's the same group, they got more,
they got
more, like, and then like, we stuck my head in the door kind of. But so basically that was just something that like really reeled me in from the beginning. And then I believe even in our journey as we were kind of discovering like who was who and everything, for the first like couple months or whatever, I did have a moment for sure, even though he's a record for me for sure, and certainly my vocal bias, Suga's my bias, but there's definitely a moment I was like, my favorite high note in every one of those songs has basically, been JK. So all that to say, it was just like, when that finally clicked for me, that was like a huge, kind of moment. But all that to say, though, when one of my favorite notes for sure had to have been Born Singer, that early release, because he absolutely crushed that at the end there, particularly that live performance where they all, turned to face, the crowd and everything. But then, as you said, and there's even songs that I wasn't sure if they were going to have in there. I definitely, like no discredit to, the high notes or anything in Dynamite or, Make It Right and things of that nature. But the high note particularly in like Let Go, huge high note for me, one of my favorites for sure. And then you look at some of the other Japanese tracks, perhaps, like Your Eyes Tell. I love the background vocals and ad-libs and things of that nature that are still high notes, respectively, but it's that controlled power where you're not overtaking whoever's singing, whether it's a rap verse or another vocalist. You're kind of merging that voice together, so it's like you can hear the power and everything like that, but it's like it's done in such a way where it's not overtaken, which I think in and of itself is always a big skill, but I believe Film Out was kind of one of the big ones that we touched on that, but... Nah, it was like all these clips in here were worthy in their own right, but it was like even outside of the actual tracks, like the studio versions of the things, particularly whatever song it was, I forget, but the song he was covering in that Run episode, that might have been one of the most beautiful high notes I've heard. Like, honest to God.
Remember, they was joking about the shit, and then he was supposed to bid back, but it's just...
And he left Earth on that high note, but it was just like...
Yeah, V-Loss. He's in the corner and
he
shit.
Was mesmerized, though. I think it was even just like just impressed at that point. But no, all that to say is just, JK's vocals are absolutely incredible. Whether, whatever we have to look forward to, whether it's solo work or anything like that, or just, other collaborations in the future, just it's such a gold mine of talent that you just can't help but, wonder, like, what's next, what's to come, everything like that. But they are just, no pun intended. But, yeah, he definitely deserves his flowers. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, cause like on my earlier first listens of like BTS, like really diving in and everything. Like I said, not to take away from Cookie, but I've noticed early on, I'm just like, okay, he's kind of always the forefront.
He's the guy.
Singing everything. He doing all the background vocals. He's hitting like falsettos and everything and stuff like that. And I was like, this would have been cheating. Like I don't know how to phrase that, but it felt like this would have been too easy.
I know what you mean. Like, and I'm not even gonna tie this into like rap or anything like that specifically. But if you were first listening to Wu-Tang and you heard that everyone liked Ghostface, you might kind of like... You might
be like, you know what, I like meth.
Ray is kind of like the
But
thing.
we said this earlier, actually.
I was Inspector Deck.
Liking people that nobody else liked just because everybody liked that one person. Mm-hmm. That's really what Cookie is. Cookie is the consensus guy. Who, so like... If you were to take everybody
it's never
from
a lack of talent on it.
No, not at all. But it's like the fact that everybody likes him is the reason why you might want to go somewhere else. Which was kind of the whole thing.
I think that goes what I was saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that goes what I was saying. That it's not anything based off talent. Because I think everyone has talent. It's just like you said. After that, it's kind of just the eye test.
You don't want to be uniform.
Yeah,
like nobody wants to be uniform. Like So who else besides him does what hits you in that way? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. From a singing standpoint, Jimin does. All right, from a rap standpoint, Sugar does. But easily, if you wanted to you could just say JK because he gives you both. And he really just does every fucking thing. It's almost, he's like, who's your favorite member of the Jackson 5? Let me guess, Michael
Jackson.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. Like, let me guess. Like, you know, so it's like, all right, no, it ain't Michael, motherfucker. It's Tito.
It's like Tito.
You know what I mean? So
I like
just
Jermaine.
to kind of switch it up. Nobody liked Jermaine.
Yeah, I guess my thing is just I don't know if people switch it up purposely to be against the grain,
Marlon,
or rather like what they actually believe.
Tito's
You know what
wife
I mean?
liked
Don't get me wrong, I
Jermaine.
do think there's a difference between like, yo, they don't get enough shine, or like stuff like that, and it's just like that's why I kind of linger to them.
It's probably a mixture of
No,
both.
I mean, it's a mixture of all
it's
the
probably
things.
a mixture of all those
I
things.
mean, we talk about even just, you know, not even like playing on biases or anything like that within BTS or anything, but it's just like when you, like they all do so much, but then when you see everything outside of it, that might have a different effect on you as well. Like, oh my God, they're just like me, they're like this and this and that, and then you kind of like them more. And then, you know, I mean, that's, I guess why people are all OT7 in that regard. For,
Tell us-
you know,
But I don't think we do that with any other group, though.
Well, hold on one second. Tell us in the comments how y'all found y'all bias, and I want to know how y'all went about finding y'all bias. Did y'all kind of
determining your
organically let it, like, kind of just marinate, or did you walk in day one and kind of was like, who the fuck is that person? And then heard
Who's that
them.
beautiful creature
well, admittedly, too,
with the cotton candy
me
hair?
being much more of a rap fan, you know, the rap artists stuck out to me most in the beginning, and it was just kind of like it was an easy, kind of natural segue for me in that regard. But I mean, they're all worthy of being, you know, anyone's bias for sure. I just wanted to definitely, you know, give attention to that because he deserves his flowers for sure.
Yeah, and that's why I think we've had this conversation before on a different joint. Not like it goes without saying, like I can get why every single member could be your bias. Like obviously they're all uber talented and have faceted talented in different things too.
Yeah.
And
Like
there's
dancing,
enough-
singing, rapping, all that stuff.
There's enough line distribution that you get to see everybody.
I want to go there too.
So,
Go ahead.
like, and that's why I asked, how come we don't really do this with other groups? Like, so NCT, it's Tae, Do Young, Henshin, Mark. Somewhere in that group, in that group was usually people's biases. Why?
It's almost a running joke in NCT
Because
with some stuff that
they
some
have
people
the
don't
most
have
line
good
distribution.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You could probably say Johnny, but are you going off the visual or are you going off of what you hear? Because you probably don't hear as much as you would like to make a proper assessment based on, you know, musical talent. I mean, obviously, we know that everybody's talented, but they don't have the ability or the line distribution to necessarily show that all the time, whereas BTS definitely does. So it's never a issue of talent. Everybody's super talented. It's just, I don't want to like the same nigga that everybody else like.
Yeah, I think too with BTS they found a formula that works for them. Them first 3 CDs, you can tell it was hip hop centric. Literally every rapper had a 16. They were getting 16s and the vocal line was taking turns, or JK had abilities to do an 8, and you know they were kind of running at it. And then maybe here and there they had a couple kind of R&B-ish joints like Coffee early on, and a couple of those, like, you know what I mean, joints.
Too crazy
But
about,
they definitely found their niche later on. Like, okay, listen, you get your solo on this album, you get your solo, you get your solo, you get your solo. You get one verse here, y'all split an 8, y'all split an 8, y'all split an 8, you get a verse. And it just worked for them. So, you know, like you said, everyone has a song that they ate on.
Absolutely.
Every single member has a song where you kind of can just be like, yo, that's low-key Jin shit. That's an RM track. Like, you know what I mean? So it's, I definitely get it.
Not to mention individual solo judge, because, like, say what you want, but, like, singularity is still a nasty piece of work, bro.
Singularity, Stigma.
Stigma.
Yeah, I know how I feel about Filter.
Yeah.
Filter's really hard for me.
Serendipity.
I love Lie. Don't get me on the August D shit. Even when you go to the RM joint and you go to Joke and all that, and what's the other joint? Do You?
Do You? Yeah, I think
Persona,
I think it
of
goes by
course.
another name, but I know we call it Do You.
When we got to the Tay stuff, I loved what was that, Winter Bear and
Winter
all that
Bear,
stuff. Too. JK, y'all hear fucking my time in the background, just like keep going on. This and Begin arguably are top 25 BTS tracks in itself for me.
And I stumbled on this just because I got lazy and didn't feel like changing the song. I was on a Map of Soul 7 kick. I think Black Swan or something how it just went off.
J-Hope
And
has
this
the
came right
best
on.
mixtape out of everyone, to me.
It's
Respectfully.
the most eclectic.
Respectfully. It was not to say other people had skips when we were listening or doing anything outside of this.
But as a full
Hope
body
shit
of work.
was just, when we sat there and went through everything, that shit was just
You know what it was? So, like, if you were to put on, like, because they're so underground oriented, like, if you were to put on an August D, sometimes you might not know when a song ends and a song begins. Every song on Hope's joint was arranged so that you knew it was a new song. It sounded eclectically different. It sounded like a full body, full piece of work, a full story.
But, you know what I mean? But Dutchy Todd, Give It To Me, they're produced so well, though. It's just like those songs are, for as underground as like some people want some of the sound to be, and it's definitely that. Those trap elements, it's the production in there is crazy. Like,
the best way I can describe it is when Fort Minor came out, Mike let Jay listen to the album. Mm-hmm. And Jay was like, yo, for underground artists, even though we know you're not an underground, for this to be, this has the biggest sound I've ever heard. Like orchestra, layers. And that's what those underground albums sound like, even though they're technically not underground. Mm-hmm. But that's what they sound like. They sound like big sound, like you brought everything you needed to, like you got a big record label backing, which they do, but you made an underground album using the elements that you had.
Did I miss anybody? Did I talk about Jin stuff? And just about how even when we went and we started listening to like all the Jin stuff too,
like Super Tuna.
This is a running theme for me. I definitely went in with preconceived notions
of what it was going to be.
Certain songs, certain members' sound would be a certain way, and then all expectations were shattered as soon as you know what I mean, went and did everything. Like, look at the Hope stuff today. I walked in here thinking it was going to be like kind of like a hip hop joint,
like
and
Hope
really
World. Like Hope World.
Low key got like a rock track almost. Like, you know what I mean? But so many ways. He might as well do a live performance with Travis fucking Barker or something, and you know what I mean, turn that into like a hardcore. Put a little Uzi on a
Any at a festival coming up soon?
Lollapalooza, John Lollapalooza. I'm sorry, in Chicago.
He'll pull somebody ass up on stage.
He on there with some. That's a nice card. But yeah, all that to put every bow on everything I'm saying is I honestly can't wait till we do these with other members. JK is at least I think clearly like the best well-rounded member, respectfully, and I think
besides Jimmy,
that it's called the Golden Magnet.
Yeah, and it's not even that he just does things good. He does everything else at an elite level. Yeah. I think if he really wanted to focus on rapping and doing stuff like that he could rap at an elite level.
He can go like
elite.
So he's like the
visuals,
one most likely to go solo. Elite. Like if you were to just kind of first glance at the group, like, oh yeah, he's gonna go solo. He's Timberlake.
Even though when you watch his personality, I think it's the total opposite.
Oh yeah, he's so humble. He'd be the last one.
I think like he'd be the last, but no, I get what you mean. I honestly can't wait to react to more videos like this. These are honestly fun.
The fun stuff, yeah.
Yeah, just because I love obviously learning new tracks from them and doing like the performances. But kind of when you see these where they can just flex for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah. Funny thing is, I legitimately couldn't even pick a top 3 or top 5 or anything as far as high notes or anything like that because, I love them all. I love the Let Go, On for sure, Born Singer, Dynamite, and then you look at like Run and everything like that too. Like it's just crazy. But yeah,
that On note still give me chills, bro.
It gives me chills every time.
Zach, anything else from there? You looking at that lineup? Zach trying to decide if
might have to make a trip out to Chi-Town, wear the right colors, and don't tilt my hat to the left.
Yeah, you good, Keith?
I'm good.
Like, comment, subscribe, #Redeemers.
We love you, Cookie.
Let us know what other like high note videos y'all want us to get into. Drop some in the comments, and drop some for other members too. Like I said, I don't want no Redeemer to feel like we're not showing love to every single member.
If you've been here long enough, you know that's not the goddamn case. I was about to say,
if you've been here long enough, I think you know that's not the case. We've all literally almost cried over like every single member in different aspects of things. So just, be a little bit patient. We'll be making sure we jump into everybody's like videos like this. But we love you guys, so definitely holla at y'all. Peace.
Take care.